Okay, so this question says, hello, health team. I had a bout of shingles on my face and scalp a couple of weeks ago. I'm in the recovery phase, but I am having terrible and deep itching sensations that are difficult to relieve, as well as burning at the touch. I'm wondering if there are any supplements that are beneficial during this time to speed along the recovery and/or can offer relief. If so, I'd love to know what and what dosages. Thanks for all you do for the show and your listeners, Lindsay. Thank you, Lindsay. All right.
Yeah, that's a really good question.
Shingles.
Shingles. Yeah, we hear that a lot. As that kind of varicella zoster virus kind of reawakens in the nerves, it causes inflammation and damage. And that is where that pain is coming from. More severe cases can certainly, lead to almost like a nerve injury. Okay. So from a supplement standpoint, that's where it gets, that's why it's a good question, gets a little muddy. The antiviral use is critical, especially within 72 hours, but we're obviously way past that.
Right.
So how do you manage this? Medications like gabapentin and pregabalin, which is Lyrica, those are, relatively speaking, heavy hitting medications. I could see in this case wanting to avoid those. So assuming that that's the desire here, based on the question, I think there's two ways to look at it.
Okay.
There is a medication, quote unquote, way that is topical. There are lidocaine or capsaicin creams, even patches is not going to work on the face, but probably wouldn't be ideal. Yeah. But a cream, yes, it's medication. There's no systemic absorption. The lidocaine, obviously, when you hear any medication topical with the word cane, is numbing. Capsaicin works by a unique mechanism, blocking substance P. It kind of can give you that little bit of burning initially, which is jarring, but it does last and kind of work via that substance P mechanism. So that seems counterintuitive, but there are studies, there is data showing that does help. But I could see, given that, maybe starting with the lidocaine. So yes, that's in the med realm, but it is something that, as a pharmacist and nutritionist who does specialize in this area, that I recommend. Yeah. I really would, in this case, using a topical medication like lidocaine, get some relief. From a supplement standpoint, it gets slightly difficult because she's asking about a specific condition, this kind of post-herpetic neuralgia. A lot of the studies that show benefit related to neuropathy or neuralgia in general are really related to diabetic neuropathy or idiopathic neuropathy. So there's, I think, very reasonable assumption of crossover between those things, knowing just the mechanisms of how these work. The only concern that I would have is, and that's why I started with the lidocaine, is time. So this is not a situation where, hey, I have diabetic neuropathy that has been progressing. I've been dealing with this. This is likely going to last a very long time and be something that's chronic for me. A medication, a supplement regimen that works, but that's going to take some time, is managing this chronic, potentially lifelong situation. It's not ideal. You want it to work right away.
Sure.
But that's just where you are managing a chronic condition. Post-herpetic neuralgia is a little more complicated because that is, while not acute in the sense of, a couple days severity, that's more in the weeks and months, just really varies. In the weeks and months realm, to get supplement benefit is a little more difficult. That said, lidocaine, first recommendation for you, avoiding the meds, but supplement wise, alpha lipoic acid, good forms of B vitamins, particularly methylated cobalamin or B12 in that methylated form. Again, along with alpha lipoic acid, acetyl L-carnitine have all been shown, to have success in post-herpetic neuralgia. With limited evidence, I would say, relative to where the evidence is for more of a chronic condition like diabetic neuropathy. We do carry a product that has these things combined. NeuroRenew is the product, and it is a nice combination way to get all of these ingredients together. So the short answer, direct supplement NeuroRenew It has the alpha lipoic acid. It has this the methylated forms of B12, also of thiamine. It has a more active form of alpha lipoic acid and the R lipoic acid active form. So that's, pretty direct. Back to what I said 3 times already, lidocaine, put some lidocaine cream on. I really would. That's going to help you. And especially, I like the concept of a bridge.
Yeah.
So you have this pain that can last for the next weeks or months. You've got this bridge lidocaine just to get some relief immediately. And then you take some supplements that honestly, especially the methylated Bs, are good for you anyway.
Yep.
And you hope that you get some more longer term, maybe you shorten the duration of this postherpetic neuralgia and go from there. I think it's a nice combination.
Love it. Love it. Lindsay, good luck. That is rough. I'm sorry you're having to deal with that.
It is.